that that was the Celtics game. I'm not sure how to start. Bittersweet. We're gonna preface this with the bittersweet stuff. The reason this is bittersweet is because yes, we actually achieved victory after, another just definitely should be getting some type of insane changes type of loss to the Knicks. And we decided to come back and just bully the Celtics, which is something I didn't expect. It's also bittersweet because Garrison Matthews got injured right at the end. Literally right at the end. Just like it looked like a thigh contusion of some sort. It's just like, come on, man. I mean, we weren't really playing that well in garbage time, which is probably why we put Beal back in at the that 5 minute mark when we were up 24 because our offense started sputtering. But yeah, this is a bit of a bittersweet thing. On top of that, the other reason it's bittersweet is because I don't know if this coach is going to reward the good play that was on display from players that he typically doesn't reward for good play. So, yeah. And of course, one of those guys was Garrison Matthews. So, since he might potentially be injured, that's different. I'm hinting about like Mo Wagner maybe. So how did the Wizards win this game? Well, it started off with the fact that typically the way Wizards win the games are either through insane luck at the very end or just a team that is very cold, having a very cold shooting night, and they just never warm up, because it's sort of how we beat the Suns, and this sort of was reminiscent of that, where we were getting legitimate stops at times, but for the most part, the other team just could not shoot. And the Celtics really only had Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown. Only one of the Jays were jovially, I can't think of a J alliteration, but only one of the Jays were kind of just jumping the gun and killing us. But as far as this game goes, Jason Tatum was pretty cold. Jaylen Brown is definitely a certified all-star, even though I think he's battling some tendonitis right now, so hopefully he'll be okay. As far as Kemba Walker goes, it's just like anytime you go under the screen, it's kind of scary, or anytime he steps back, it's scary. I was just like, oh God, every time he shot, I was like, please, no more. Please, I want this game to be a victory. Because I don't want the Wizards to lose. It's fun when they win. It just sucks that we don't keep the same energy, and I mean that in terms of players, but also coaching staff doesn't keep the same players in. So yeah, we were aided by the Celtics sloppy play because they also turned over the ball a lot and they couldn't shoot beyond like Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown. They could not find any consistent offense, and on our side, Beal was just a living human flamethrower. This man's step back is deadly as hell, and he's starting to play make a lot more. He had one nice, even though Denny didn't make the shot. And Denny almost had a double-double, by the way, today. But Beal had a really nice skip pass all the way, like cross-court to, or not cross-court, but he had a nice skip pass to Denny. It was cool, and it's nice to see him playmaking. Yeah, Beal just torches defenses. And it's crazy because we're running like the most basic stuff most of the time, and he's just that damn good at creating space, carving through the defense, attacking, and he was doing all the 3-level scoring things that has allowed him to be the league leader in points. And this time he got other contributions, which really helped. And it would be nice, that's why I prefaced that, like, my joy is kind of dulled to an extent because hopefully Garrison Matthews will be okay, but also will these players be put in these same spots? Because Ish Smith was also a key injury, a guy who hope he gets better, but when he's playing, you don't get to see that same kind of ball movement that we saw today. And Russ has the same problem. But yeah, Beal torching the Nets. We had contributions alongside him, so it made the game fun to watch because the ball was actually moving. Now, when it comes to our other star guard, Russell Westbrook, he has these moments where it's like, this is why we got him. But those moments are kind of somewhat scattered alongside his bad tendencies to ISO and to shoot too often. Like, there's points in time where you should shoot and where you should be aggressive, but he still struggled with finding the right lane in order to actually like attack. it seems like he has these moments where he's like, okay, this is where I'm going to attack. But when the defense is set, he kind of just, he had like a few possessions where he just shot it every time. And it was like, okay, please stop. And then he has a possession where he throws this beautiful, like, just no-look pass to a slashing Rui, and Rui just slams it, and you're like, yes, do that. Or when he attacks the lane on a transition, in transition, and just like yams it down. He got his third dunk today, and I was like, yes, this is the type of stuff we want to see Russ doing. I think when you make him, also, he even screened for a Rui play, and it was just like, yes, do that. And I think we even used Beal as a decoy as well. But I think putting Russ in more spots like that, or having him, when he can't shoot, realize he can't shoot, start playmaking, because he has to adjust his game, especially because it looks like his shot is just, it's sometimes there, sometimes not, and it's really up and down when it comes to that shot. But overall, you know, I think this is the first game. I don't know if he got the triple-double, but they talk about it so often that it does get really grating as a fan, because it's just like, yeah, cool, he got the triple-double, but you're losing by like 30. This is like the only time I was like, cool, he got the triple-double. I was more excited about Denny potentially getting a double-double. He just couldn't hit the last shots, but he tried to. He apparently doesn't like tacos. Like, he has a disdain towards them. He might be more of a burrito guy, because he tried to dunk on Taco Fall today. He tried to end Taco Fall's life. Taco didn't even do anything, man. He was just standing there, and just loving to see Denny play the way that he does, and having more room to do that. Him being able to run the offense instead of him watching like either Russell or Ish kind of just dribble the air out of the ball, and being able to run on the break. I'm like, it's almost like if you let him run the offense, he can do more things. Now in garbage time, you're not gonna, because that's where that dunk almost came from, but you're not gonna see that. But you don't really get to see it, because most of the time in the second unit, he's running with Ish, and Ish likes to dribble the ball a lot. So hopefully we catch him in more spots. His defense is fantastic. I think as far as like defense goes, when we do have the switches that we do, Denny and Rui are the only guys I want to see switching. Anybody else really should just try their best to stay home. And if not, then, you know, because we tend to just follow a drop coverage. We're very strict about that. I know we ran a lot of zone last year, but we're very strict about running this drop coverage. And the only problem is that Russ likes to switch. When he switches, he just kind of leaves the big on an island a lot. It's really annoying. I hate when he does it, because then it makes it even worse, because we don't have mobile bigs, and so those guys get eaten up all the time. But when Denny or Rui switch and they just put their hands out and they just cover so much space with their long arms, it's gorgeous. It's like, yes, like you can't get around this. And I think that they'll be able to improve as the season goes on if they are put in the right positions. And that's, like I said, that's why I prefaced all of this with, it's very bittersweet for a multitude of reasons, because we don't know if this coaching staff will be competent enough to be like, hey, we should keep doing these things that help us win. And another thing too with Lopez is that he's not very mobile, so in certain spots he works, he shouldn't really be getting that many minutes. And now we can talk about the surprise DMPs. Oh wait, no. There is some other things about defense I want to talk about other than the drop coverage and the zones. Raul Neto, very pesky today. And that kind of defense, that kind of stuff, that's what I love to see out of him, because he just will you can irritate the crap out of the ball. You can irritate the crap out of the ball handler and just make it hard on them to dribble, because Jesus, man, this man was just all over the place. And the other guy that was all over the place and even forced he forced the ball handler to pick up the ball twice. Mo Wagner, a mobile big, a guy who can move, who can space the floor for us. He can take charges, he can play defense, and when he's not fouling like 30 times in a second, which today he didn't, and honestly, he doesn't really do that. At least the games I've watched, I haven't seen him like foul too much, but he's a difference maker. He brings energy, and not just that useless, like, let's get hype every play energy, but like very good timing on his charges. He's getting deflections. He's He's literally, there was a play where he got Kemba Walker just stuck, and and forced him to just dribble out of bounds. And it was like, yes, yes, yes. These were things he was doing in the Nets game. And you know what happened after that? He got a bunch of DNPs. That's like, I have to keep coming back to that, because I can't look at this victory as something of a foundational point, because we've had a couple victories that could have been a foundational point, and with the way that our coaching goes, it's not guaranteed that Mo's gonna get rewarded for that, you know. But as far as like DMPs go, you know, we had the typical ones. Troy Brown Jr. didn't see time until they got to a garbage time point. Isak Bonga didn't see time until we got to garbage time point. Alex Len did not play this game. I don't know if he was injured. I'm going to double check after I record this, but I don't think he was injured. And you would, against Tristan Thompson, it's like the perfect time to run Len, because Len's like a bit bigger than him. And Len is, while not being what Mo is as far as a spacer and maybe a charge taker, he is decent at, you know, protecting the rim and getting boards, because the Wizards struggle with so many things, and rebounding is so scary. Like, there was one play, there was 4 Wizards on the ball, and there was 1 Celtic, and I was like, are we actually gonna get this rebound? Nothing is guaranteed with these Wizards, so it's very, very weird that we didn't see Lin today. It just happened to work out. Lopez survived his minutes. Bertans survived his minutes. You know, those guys are, as far as mistakes go, like I said, they can kind of just skirt by and do whatever they want. Bertans didn't really shoot that well, but he hit a 3 or 2. I think, no, he only hit 1, but he was rebounding, which was good. He almost got ran over by Jason Tatum at one point. And I was worried, but he seemed to be fine. Hopefully, same with Garrison Matthews. It was just a really bad fall, and now he'll be good. But it looked like he took Ojole's knee right in his thigh, so we'll see with that. The ultimate thing that sucks about this is that I can't look at this and say that now they're going to start doing these things. Like, you have to keep playing them if they're doing well. You can't take them out and cite completely baseless ideas under like the veil of coachisms that do nothing for the team's success. Overall, though, really just nice to see Beal get to go off and the team get a victory and get legitimate stops and get boards and hustle. Oh yeah, Rui was doing pretty cool too. He was doing good. Rui freaking had just himself a dunk fest. It was funny. I was talking to some guy in the Wizards Reddit during the game, and I was like, yeah, I love it when he's aggressive, but I wish he would I wish at some points when he was attacking closeouts, he like pass it out maybe, or see that the wall is coming for him, because they know that he's good in the paint. It's like you can't beggars can't be choosers, for one. And then for two, hilariously after, like, we both agreed, like, yeah, he should like start dunking on guys. And then like Rui got 3 dunks in a row, and it's like, yo, dude, wait. You gotta give me a minute. It was crazy to just be able to get hype just for once. The Wizards game, we had the Nets game, and then after that, it was just like, okay. So I kind of look at this as a mix of the Timberwolves game and the Heat game, where like the Timberwolves was like, hey, we finally got a victory. And I had just completely forgotten who our coach was. And now that I remember who our coach was, unfortunately, curses this darn memory of mine. Now that I remember who our coach is, it'll be interesting to see what we do, especially since Russ doesn't play back-to-backs. Are we going to run? What team are we going to run? And if those players play well in this sort of second team format, are they going to be able to get minutes when Russ gets back? Because I feel like you can do that. We did run a pretty spaced lineup, although yanking Mo out of a DNP into a starter should just show you the issues of coaching that we have here in good old Washington, D.C. And the next game, oh, it's going to hurt. That's not going to, what's the word? It's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel great. Wall is coming back, but not in the way we want. Not in the way I think most Wizards fans want. I'm not sure, beyond like the Russell Westbrook stands that refuse to see any kind of criticism as anything other than hating. Yeah, it's not going to be fun, but Wall's coming back. We're playing Houston, and hopefully there is some type of consistent play. Hopefully it's a way more fun game than last game, because if we can just play like this, even if we lose and we play like this, and I'm talking about the good portions, I'm not talking about just sloppy play, because there were points in time where we almost gave this game away. If we play like this, it's fine. It's totally fine, because at least we're a fun team at that point, instead of puking noises. Puking noises, that's all I can think of to describe the other team. This is a whole different team. This is wild. That was a Celtics game. Not bad. Well, this guy says, looks like the Wizards have some type of key charm, but I'm not sure if they can defeat modern day Magic, because I mean technology is modern day Magic, and we'll see if they can maybe cobble together the energy to defeat a flying machine, aka a rocket. It'll be on their home base, so we'll see, but I don't know. It's hard to trust these guys as well as the coaching. Anyway, WizWatch.